So we had to go all the way to Puerto Rico for 24 hours to find out 3.5 been cheating on him the whole 9 years. Child, is y'all ready to talk about it? Let's juice.
Come on, Blaze.
It's the beef for me.
Wah 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 wah. For your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we are.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Voodoo Doll TV, back with a quick little jokes or whatever the case may be. And girl, it is Love and Hip Hop. It is here. She is here. And we are here to discuss and jokes. And let me just say this. This Puerto Rico trip was very subpar. I mean, the action was all right, but it was just very subpar. Shout out to Mama D for coming out there spilling the tea and all, but the trip itself is subpar. And I'm so tired of these people going back and forth on about who cheating and who not cheating. Everybody in Atlanta is cheating. If you have a nigga, he chewing. I'm sorry. Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I said what I said. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand why Love and Hip Hop Atlanta even be on here dragging each other about who cheating. Jock want to go back and forth with Rennie because both of them be cheating and both of them get cheated on. And I'm over here saying both of y'all emotional and both of y'all need to shut up. My boy Collateral had to walk away before he pulverized Lil Zane and his wife. It's a lot going on and they really trying to tip my boy Collateral overboard. And I'm not going to let y'all do it. Because honestly, after this episode, I feel like Collateral is my favorite Love and Hip Hop character from the Love and Hip Hop verse. Like, no cap. I like Collateral. I don't know what it is that's drawing me to Collateral. I don't know if it's his will to do crime. I don't know if his will to putting people's name up on Collateral. I don't know what it is about him. Maybe it's the way he stand on business with his cheating. Maybe it's the way he let Yandy San Diego travel the world and jump cross C's and D's, if you know what I mean. I don't know what it is about Collateral, but I like him. I don't know. Collateral, my dog. I got to meet Collateral one day. But anyway, we got all of that going on with a few other things, and we got to discuss those things. But before we do that, I need you guys to do me a favor real quick. Like the video first and foremost, subscribe to the channel, and also make sure y'all hit that notification bell. And make sure y'all turn those notifications to on so you'll know when I upload and or go live, honey. And also don't forget to share this video as well. Let's get it out to the universe, to the whole world. Let them know we around here josing, okay? So let's do me a favor. Do me my one favor I ask y'all every week. Grab your tings. Grab your tings. We got a lot to discuss, y'all. Get your liquor, your earbud, your za, any and everything you need, and let's get right on into the episode, honey. So now the episode opens up. We have Mama D done pulled up to Puerto Rico. Mind you, she just left from around there in Atlanta by Sierra getting all the tea about Zay brother smashing on 3.5. So Mama D done went out there and met the girls and she surprised them and let them know she's out there to spill the tea that she heard Selma is over there smashing on Zay's brother. Now, the girls can't believe it. They like, Mama D, how do you know this? Mama D said she just was over there by Sierra. Sierra told her what it is. She ain't got no receipts, but she just gonna go with the move and say that it's true. Now, Spice, Old Spice, regular Spice, not the Ice Spice, but that Spice, Old Spice, she was in awe. She couldn't believe it. She said, oh no, not me 3.5, not the 3.5, no. Me can't believe it. I said, yeah, girl, they out there cheating, girl. What's going on? So Spice hopped in the confessional and said, this is messy and this is all messed up. She did hear a few rumors that was running around the streets, but she didn't want to repeat them. But to find out that it's true, she said, this is a shame. She said, this has got to stop. And people got to learn to take their vows seriously. She said, that's why I'm never getting married. I said, touche, girl. On the flip side, Zane is over there trying to talk to 24 Hours to tell him that 3.5 may or may not be cheating. That's not the point. The point is, he wanted to talk to him and tell him man to man because he didn't want them all in his feelings. Now, 24 Hours is really having a rough time right now, and he don't really want to talk. So he telling Zane and Scrap to get up out of his face. He said now is not the time because he done been married for 9 years, and none of you niggas been married for 9 years, so y'all don't know what it feel like to really be in a real relationship, and y'all just some haters and stuff like that. Now this puts Zane and Scrappy between a rock and a hard place because they know the tea. All 24 Hours know right now is that Mama D spilled it, but what 24 Hours don't know is them two niggas know too. Now, this is a very peculiar spot for my boy Chris Nye to be in. Number one, because he's a cheater. He has been down this road mostly on one side, but yet still on both sides. And it makes him uncomfortable even having to be here. But number two, 24 Hours supposed to be his little partner. He don't want to have to let him down with the news that he getting cheated on, you know? But either way, Spice said she was going to call Ciara straight up to find out. She said, one thing about Ciara, it don't matter what face she got on. She might say a lot, but she don't lie. So they hit up Ciara and said, Ciara, girl, what is you doing? Is you on that narcotic? And Ciara said, I don't think so. And she said, well, girl, what is going on? Mama D done came all the way out here to Puerto Rico to tell 24 Hours that 3.5 be over there sliding on the 2.5. And so Ciara was like, what? What? I don't even know what y'all talking about. Huh? So Mama D had hurry up and grabbed the phone and was like, Ciara, don't play with me with your ugly ass. Girl, don't play with me. Don't get on this phone and act like now you high off the narcotics. You always high, but you can tell the truth. Tell the truth, now it's same the devil. Didn't you tell me that 24 Hours old lady be over there by Zay brother? And Ciara was like, I can't believe you, Mama D. I'm really trying to turn over a new leaf. And you gonna bring me in this, Mama D? So after Mama D stormed off, Spice and Carly pulled Ciara on the phone to the side and said, look, girl, tell us the truth. Don't lie, girl. Is Selma around there cheating on her husband? Don't get me wrong. He look like he cheat, but tell us, is she around there cheating? And Ciara said, I didn't want nothing to do with that. And I had told Mama D, but I didn't think she was going to come all the way out there. But yes, Selma is sleeping with Zay's brother. Yes. So Spice and Carly was in such disbelief that they couldn't do nothing but laugh and smile. And you know, it brought a smile on Ciara's first face because she didn't have the other ones on. And she was like, oh, y'all back friends. And Spice and Carly was so happy they announced they back friends and they back like they never left. And I'm just happy that they back so they can stop arguing and get out my face, y'all. So now Scrap and Zane is still trying to make heads or tails with this whole 24 Hours and 3.5 situation. But 24 Hours said he don't want to talk. He telling Zane and Scrap to leave him alone, but they refuse to do it because they want to basically tell him portion of the information that they know so they won't, or at least he won't feel like they was holding some information back. Now Zane is trying to talk to 24 Hours, and like I said, 24 Hours wants nothing to do with Zane. It's to the point where basically 24 Hours told Zane to get off of him and said, none of y'all ain't never been in no real relationship. He said he been married for 9 years. He said, and Zane, you ain't never been married for 10 years, have you? And Zane was like, well, no, I've been with her for 12. He was like, shut up, it don't count. He said, Scrap, you ain't never been married for 10 years, have you? And Scrap was like, well, one time I was with a girl for about 10 minutes. He was like, shut up, it don't count. He said, this is the point. I've been solid with my girl. Down. You niggas don't know nothing about that. You niggas ain't loyal like Chris Brown said. How you niggas gonna come to me and tell me about my wife? I've been married for 9 years. So 24 Hours ended up dipping because he really didn't have no more talking for the rest of these dudes. Now, on the flip side, Carly message herself refused to go down the night without finding out the tea. So she ends up getting on the phone with Zay's brother and asking him straight up, is you around there smashing on 24 Hours, old lady? And he said, it's a pig pussy pork. Hell yeah, girl, I smashed on her just the other day before she left for Puerto Rico. And you know, this sent Carly over the top. Carly said, what? And listen, let me tell you something. I like 24 Hours. He seemed like he is as sweet as pie, but he looked like you're supposed to cheat on him. You know what I'm saying? You know how you get instructions on how to take care of a pet? It looked like cheating comes with the instructions on 24 Hours, and I think he's so sweet. I'm sorry, but I had to say that part. 24 Hours has the face only a mother could love, and he not even ugly. That's the weird part. Anyways, this sends shockwaves through Spice because Spice always thought Selma looked like a nice, sweet, innocent girl. And I said, girl, them girls don't exist in the city of Atlanta. Everybody and their mama knows that. Child, let's move on. So now the crew is on the way to the strip club for Erica Banks' bachelorette party. You know, she's been dating and married and engaged all together for about 30 days. So they're going to celebrate. Jock, I don't know how he get out with the girls, but he on the bus with the girls to go to the strip club. Probably because they was going to the strip club. Now, as they getting ready to take off, Carly calls Selma and tell her, girl, you need to get off the bus. Tell the bus, turn around, come get your husband, girl. They say he round here catching a hissy fit, a seizure, strokes, and all types of stuff. Now, this is the worst part. Carly didn't have to call that girl and say all of that. But Carly wanted her to come back without telling her, girl, they say your coochie all over the internet. Hurry up and get back round here. Now, when Sam was picking up the phone, she was like, oh my God, is everything okay? What's going on? And Carly was like, it doesn't matter. You just need to get here now. And Selma had told us that her husband got diabetes, heart strokes, problems, and all types of stuff. He a real sickly child. So she told the driver, put the pedal to the metal, bring me back to my husband because I didn't get him to sign these life insurance papers yet and I can't have him die on me now. So I gotta go get him. So they sped all the way back to wherever they was because in her mind, her husband over there foaming at the mouth somewhere else. And in a sense, it's kind of true, just not in the way she's thinking, because he's over there trying to explain to Scrap and Zane to leave him alone. And honestly, I don't understand why they don't just leave the boy alone. He clearly said he don't want to talk. Why are y'all still running behind him? He don't have to sit there and talk to y'all. Like he said, I don't do gossip. If y'all had something to say to me, y'all should have said it, but you didn't. Then y'all come to me on 9 years, my nigga. 9 years? And you know, after the second episode of hearing this boy holler 9 years, I'm with him. How many of you bitches been married for 9 years? I know I haven't, so I can't talk. I'm with 9 years and 24 hours. It was wrong for coming at him like that. But anyway, Scrappy is trying to plead his case to 24 hours by telling him, listen, if the shoe was on the other foot, I would listen. No, you wouldn't, Scrap. But Scrap is at least level-headed to say he's cheated enough to know he wouldn't want to be in this situation. And Zane is over there trying to say that he had a part to tell him. And when he tries to tell that to 24 hours, they really make 24 mad because he feel like, why you ain't been tell me? But Zane is trying to explain to 24, I didn't tell you because I was going to tell you, but Mama D said it first. But nobody cares because nobody wants to hear that after 9 years, their wife been cheating. Nobody want to hear that. And Zane doesn't get it because he's a messy little leprechaun. He thinks that what he's doing is good, but it's not. That's why him and Ashley can't get together. They one of a kind, if you ask me. So Zane finally comes clean and tell 24 hours that he's seen with his own 2 eyes that Selma definitely cheated. And 24 hours want to know what receipts he have. He said it don't matter, but he definitely know your old lady is around there on that other boy pogo stick. Now, this does not make 24 hours feel better. It makes him feel worse because now he looking at them like they traitors. He feel like if y'all knew, y'all should have been said something. So now that y'all saying something now, y'all ain't nothing but a bunch of chatty patties. So now Scrap feels some type of way because 24 hours had been telling them to leave him alone, and Scrap trying to rationalize with him, and Scrap told him straight up, look, bro, you said my marriage didn't matter. You said his marriage didn't matter. All because we couldn't make it to 9 years. You was wrong for that. And I really feel some type of way about that. And look at Zane, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I feel some type of way too, because I wasn't married for 9 years, but my marriage is still good, right? So him and Scrap both trying to make a point, and Scrap kind of nudged, just a little bit on Zane, like, Zane, chill out, I got this. Let me say this part, then you can come back and say your part. But Zane, having the little man syndrome, responded like he felt played and was like, hold on, bro, what you mean? Don't be putting your hands on me. And that made Scrap, one thing about Skrish Naive, he keep the paws on them. He may not keep everything on them, but the paws stay on them. So when Zane was over there talking about, hold on, bro, watch the paws, that turned Scrappy around and was like, hold on, bro, don't make me put the paws on you. All I know is they had a little back and forth, and before I know it, Scrap had done pushed Zane, and Zane had done flew damn near into the next state, girl. It was a lot going on. I said, oh my God, somebody call the ambulance. Y'all know Zane ain't but 120 pounds after a heavy meal. And Skrish Naive is too heavy-handed to be pushing on that little boy like that. So when he slung that little boy across the room, I felt so bad for him. I said, oh Lord, somebody check on him. And by the time the camera flashed back to Zane, he looked like he just woke up from the Twilight Zone. Lord, look at the security trying to hold him back. Poor Zane, he don't even know where he at. Somebody should have put that stuff under his nose and have him smell it and ask how many fingers he had holding up or something. And look at Skriz naive. Scrappy, you know you wrong for that. You ain't have to push Zane. You know, you too big for that now. Now I get it. He like a little mosquito. Make you want to bat him every time you see him. But stall him out. Stall him out, Scrappy. Put the paws on somebody bigger. Don't put the paws on Lil Zane. And look at Zane. After they done had to go fetch him out the river and bring him back to the scene. Y'all leave Lil Zane alone. And Lil Zane, stop talking. You can't fight and you ain't big enough. Leave them people alone, bruh. Scrap tried to talk a little sense in the 24 hours and tell him he was just being a friend because he was too once a friend to him and he's been a cheater as well. And he just wanted to let him know what was going on. But 24 hours said he don't respect that. He expects Sierra to lie. He just expects men to have a little more couth or something like that. Now, Scrap being able to read the room realizes that 24 don't really want to hear this right now. Even though he feel like he should tell him, he realized 24 don't want to hear it. So he said that if he don't want to hear it, then he's not going to be the one to tell him. He just going to let that man enjoy his 9 years and have a gay old time. And I think that that's what's best. Let 24 figure out what 24 going to do. And look at his face. And you asking me if Selma was cheating? Child, please. Ha! And again, he not ugly or nothing. He just look like he cheating come with the instructions. I don't know. Let's move on. So now Sierra calls Erica Banks. Mind you, they all in the van or in the Sprinter on the way to go get or drop Selma off by her husband, 24. And while that's happening, Sierra is asking Erica if Selma is in the car with her. And she want to know why. She was like, yeah, because girl, I told Mama D that Zay brother was messing with Selma. And I didn't know Mama D was going to go all the way out there to Puerto Rico and say something. Now, this lets the cat out of the bag to all the rest of the girls because they kind of was putting two and two together with what Zane was saying. But now they absolutely know. So Selma hops out the van to go check on 24. And I guess she was wanting him to be in some sort of like fetal position, maybe kind of messed up. But 24 hours seemed to be okay. But she walked in and was like, babe, what's going on? You need your asthma pump? You take your diabetes medicine? What's going on? And 24 hours was like, really? 9 years? After 9 years, this how I gotta find out. And she was like, what? What, babe? What are you talking about? And he was like, don't worry about it. So she looked over at Scrap and was like, Scrap, what is wrong with this nigga? Like, he talking, but I don't really hear what he's saying. Like, Scrap, jump in at any second here and help me to understand what is wrong with this nigga and what is he saying? Did he have a stroke? What, like what's going on? So 24 hours being delirious started digging in his nose, asking her if he had a booger. And she said, I don't know. Hold your head back. Let me see. So she put his head back and said, I don't see no damn boogers. Let's get back to the lecture at hand. What did you call me over here for? Them people said you had a seizure. I come in here, nothing wrong with your fat ass. What is going on, 24? And 24 said, nothing. I just called you all the way over here to tell you that I loved you. It's been 9 years. So, this is making Selma real mad because she feel like she caught cheating, but she can't even lie and say she didn't cheat because she ain't get caught out loud yet. And you know what? I've been in this peculiar situation and I understand the sentiment. It's very confusing yet frightening. You know what I mean? But either way, Scrap said he's going to lead those two to their own demise. He said he appreciate 24 and 3.5. They just like family, even though he don't know them like that. And he just going to exit stage left and allow them the freedom to celebrate their 9 years of anniversary. I said, Lord, please give them the 9, Lord, please. And look at Selma. Look like she done wasted a whole outfit and the whole night. Done sprayed that Bath and Body Works between her legs so she can go scissor on them hoes at the strip club and the night is over. Oh yeah, thought you was going to get some Puerto Rican cooch, huh? No, go get in the bed with your husband, slut. The party is over. You need to be there anyway. And look at 24 hours. Like I said, it looks like cheating comes with the instructions. Let's move on. So now the crew is on the way to the strip club for Erica Banks' bachelorette party, and they're downloading Rennie on what's going on between 24 hours and 3.5 because she kind of knew what was going on, but she didn't know for sure. And they just let her know that, yeah, Selma around here cheating. She was like, oh yeah, girl, everybody in Atlanta knew that. I thought it was something different. And it was like, nah, it's the same. Now, this was a shock to Jock because he kind of knew what was going on, but he didn't know who it involved. And at the end of the day, Jock has so many cheating scandals down his sleeves and up his ass, he don't really want no smoke with it. So he just happy it's not him in his 24 and they 9 years, because he know him and Kendra will never make it to 9 years, okay? So now the crew gets down to the strip club, and you know Jock is in rare form. He loves being around the hoes. You know, I just seen him on the flight 2 weeks ago, on a Spirit flight, mind you, to New Orleans, and immediately I said, I know he out there to go get some hoes. Whatever they say Jock out there doing, he did it ×2. Do you hear me? You see, now I'm understanding why he was hanging out with the girls, because they was going to the strip club. Jock don't be hanging with no girls, girl. Jock was just trying to get a ride where the hoes gonna be at. I'm with you, Jock. I got you, fat. Now, after the strip club, I started being masculine, I guess. I started acting like a nigga. Because I'm with Jock. Jock look over and Rennie Spice and them is over there gossiping and talking. And it ain't nothing but coochie and clappers popping on here. And I'm over here saying, I feel like a nigga. Why is we in here gossiping in this coochie around here? What is going on? And you know, for a split second, it almost made Jock regret coming out here with these hoes. You know, Jock don't really hang out with girls unless he gonna smash them by the end of the night. But then Jock thought about it. It was either this or being at home with Kendra. And we all know what the decision gonna be on that. We don't even need to get into it, child. Let's move on. So here we find Spice is about to leave. She said she cut her trip short because she got to go perform in London, girl, or something like that, girl. I don't know, do some deep voice reggaeton or something. I don't know what she going out there to do. But either way, girl, Spice, we'll see you back in Atlanta. You ain't have to do all this in no confessional and all of that. Get out the doggone confessional, girl. Now, Ciara decided to look deep down in her deep freezer and pull out that old meat that was about to be freezer burnt and put it on the grill and sprinkle a little ghetto girl eats on it and invite a few people over there to have a scene. Let me tell you something. I don't give a damn what Ciara put that ghetto girl eats on. You be a damn fool to put your lips on that crap. Do you hear me? And look at Ciara. I decided that I didn't have nothing else to do, and I'm trying to get the word out that Selma is cheating with Zay's husband. I'm sorry, brother. So I decided to do a barbecue and have the girls over since I'm not no longer on the red wine, and I'm lying telling people I no longer do the narcotics. So I'm bringing everybody over here so they could eat these old burgers that I've been having since last year. So like I said, Ciara lies to everybody on the crew and camera by telling them that she's no longer on the narcotics and the red wine, and that she had to make a decision to really want to be with her husband, or her husband had to make a decision to want to be with her, because it's hard for her to find a man and keep one. You know what I'm saying? She said, you see this man right here? He didn't even love me. I don't even know if he loved me right now. But what I know is that man right there, that's my husband. And that's all that matters. We need to love each other like I love my husband. And look at Zay. Girl, Zay looking at Ciara like, girl, I am only here till I'm off these papers, girl. Please leave me out your speeches. Shout out to Zay, bro. Now, the BAM said she was happy to be there to help Ciara celebrate. She said she seems to not be on a narcotic. She seemed to be sober. And she just happy to be there to be her friend. Let me tell you something, girl. Ciara is lying to all of y'all. She lying about that seasoning being good. She lying about the narcotics and the red wine. She lied about the labels. Ciara her face is a lie. She just lied, you know? Either way, they sit down to eat, y'all. And the BAM tells everybody on the crew that she did indeed meet up with Mama D. Now, this came about because Ciara had brought up the fact that she told the BAM to go meet up with Mama D and make it right, and they did. So the BAM is telling everybody that she met up with Mama D. She said Mama D seemed to be sincere. She said she spoke to Mama D, and Mama D wants to make right by her kids and grandkids. And she said they're going to take it one day at a time, and they decided that it's okay to do that. She said the one thing Mama D that stuck out to her was that Mama D said she didn't understand fully what was going on, but now she understands. And like I told y'all, Mama D is getting old. I really do believe that she's trying to, make things right. So then Bambi tells everybody that Mama D did let her know that she would be attending the trip to Puerto Rico. And that was a surprise to Ciara because Ciara said she never told her that. Now, the only reason Sierra is concerned is because Sierra got the call from Carly and them that Mama D went out there and spilled that tea about Zay brother smashing on Selma, okay? And so she feels some type of way, she said, because Mama D never told her she was going out there and she was being messy. But at the end of the day, Sierra, you and your husband shouldn't have been out there spilling that tea. At the end of the day, yeah, Selma was hopping on Zay brother's pogo stick. I get it. But it wasn't your place to go around there and say nothing to nobody, Sierra. You wrong. So Sierra says she really feels some type of way for real that Mama D went out there, and not only did she go out there, she went out there early and blasted that stuff in front of the whole table, in front of everybody. She don't know if it was in front of 24 hours. She said, but she do feel some type of way about Mama D blasting that in front of them people. And you know, the band feels like Mama D does this on purpose, but at the end of the day, although Mama D is annoying, Mama D tells the truth. If Selma is over there hopping on a pogo stick, it ain't Mama D fault that she spit it out. It's just Mama D fault for the timing, but it ain't her fault for the truth. Then Sierra said that she saw a text message the night that it came out that Selma was cheating on 24 hours. She said Selma texted her brother-in-law and asked him, if my husband leave me, is you gonna take me in? And look at Zay. See, that's why you gotta be strong in the marriage. Nigga, what? Oh, yeah, y'all play too many games with the marriage people. Oh, yeah, y'all play too many games. I don't play like that with y'all. And look at 3 earrings. Can I say something? You know, me and Rashida been married for over 20 years, and I probably cheated about 30 of those years. And as a person who has been on the side of cheaters, I will say it is messed up that this type of information comes from outside sources, but we need to check the sources because sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes people be lying and making up rumors and stuff. Then he went on to say that he feel like the women are not going to hold Selma accountable because she's a girl, and that's not okay. And honestly, he's right. Women ain't going to hold her accountable, but they should because she's a slut. But anyway, Sierra's chucking it up to the fact that 24 hours probably have a little bitty Petey bird, and I probably concur, but I don't think that's why Selma's cheating. Let's move on. So now in this small clip, Sierra's discussing with the BAM how she heard Yandy San Diego is all over the world dropping off her cooch, and Mendeecees around here trying to act like he ain't getting cheated on. She said she mind her business normally, but she heard about what was going on. She said, but one thing she respect about Rashida and Kirk, Rashida will get cheated on all her days and go back to her husband. Speaking of Rashida and Kirk, I don't even know why they added this clip to the scene. I don't know what they were doing, but whatever sexiness they were trying to pull, it was just horrible. It was just disgusting. And this right here is why nobody takes them seriously as a couple. They really just long-term roommates at this point in time. This was the most cringe scenes I've ever seen. And you want to see something more cringe? Rashida. Put it on them, make them wanna marry me. Why did you put that goddamn corset on under that doggone school shirt? On top of that school shirt, girl, get her off of here. This what I'm talking about. Rashida is a pretty girl, but she don't have no sex appeal. Get her off of here. Get her out of here. So Zane meets up with Jock because that's his last ditch effort. He's beefing with all the rest of the dudes, and he's trying to get Jock to talk to Scrap and some of the other dudes so they can know that he not coming from a bad space. He's just trying to let them know what's going on. So he starts explaining to Jock what happened between him and Spice and why he feel like Spice just hating on him. Then he said before he could pull 24 hours aside and tell him he being cheated on, I'ma D blurted out across the table, and it caused him to storm out, and then him and Scrappy ended up getting into it because they was trying to explain in 24 hours that they weren't being malicious. Now, this is a lot for young Jock to take in because one thing about Jock, he very non-confrontational, and he seems like that to be in person. So Jock is so non-confrontational, he like, man, what in the world is happening over here? He's trying to make heads or tails of it, but he's trying to also get the tea. But you know, this is a soft spot for Jock because Jock feels like he don't understand why people talking about other people cheating. People need to be able to cheat and mind their own business at the same time. So then he starts to talk about the Zay situation, and he basically says that Zay showed him the text, and he knows for a fact Selma was cheating because Zay showed him a text of Selma getting the Uber from Zay brother, and her actual address where her and her husband live is in the doggone phone. And this is a lot. Because this would mean that not only is Selma cheating, she be having these niggas send Ubers to her crib. That's next level dirty low down. I'm sorry, y'all. And you know this set Jock back real far. Jock is like a OG at cheating. But he ain't never seen a woman send an Uber straight to the crib where the nigga live. This is sending Jock over the top. And you know what, Jock? I'm with you. This is like OG level. No, this surpasses OG level. So Jock tries to give Zane some advice by telling him, hey, if I were you, I probably wouldn't go straight to 24 and tell him nothing like that. And Zane was like, why not? He was like, because you got to test the temperature and see how people is. He said, now I probably would warn him about some general stuff like, hey, bro, it might rain later on. He said, but I'm not going to straight up tell him, you know, your old lady cheating. But Zane don't understand none of this. In Zane's mind, that makes absolutely no sense. If it was him, he'd want to know. 24 supposed to be his partner. He knows some information, and he want to tell his friend what's really going on. But you know, this is how Zane always be about to get beat up every time, though. He don't listen. But Zane says he chucks it up to him being a Cancer, and that's just his personality. And I said, ooh, that explains a lot. Cancer men ain't nothing to play with, y'all. Ooh-wee. Let's move on. Mama D is having her lunch brunch meeting with her new daughter-in-law to tell her about her having to spill the tea on this whole Selma and 24 hours thing. And she feel like she shouldn't have had to do it, but if she had to come all the way out here to do it, she was gonna do it. Now, Scrap old lady was like, but you don't have the receipts. And Mama D was like, girl, who needs receipts? I am the receipts. If it come out my mouth, it is what it is. Now, Mama D used to be an old madam, an old pimp. So she used to being around hoes. So this is regular for her. This is like a Tuesday. But Mama D feel like at this point in time, she getting older and she got to start turning over a new leaf. Child, let's move on. So now the crew go do a rum tasting. If you ever go to Puerto Rico, it's a crap ton of rum tastings all over. It's something to do. It is what it is. But anyway, they go do this rum tasting, but they only over here so we can get to the meat potatoes of the bull, okay? So after the rum tasting was over, they made a few cocktails and Jock and all of them is ready to drink and have a good time. You see Collateral over there in the corner with his glasses so the people can't see when he choosing with his eyes and all of that stuff. Everybody is there to have a gay old time. So then Zane takes this opportunity to tell Carly that he's sorry for calling her a bitch. The other episode when they got into it and he said he's sorry and he wanted her to accept his apology. Now Carly really ain't trying to hear all this. Carly said this ain't the first or the second time her and Zane done got into it. Carly said she been knowing Zane for over 20 years and it has been multiple times that her and Zane done had run-ins. She said it was the first time when she had her first face, he had called her a bitch because she didn't want to give him a little bootay. She said then the second time when she had her third face, he had called her a slut because she gave him a little bootay. She said and then the third time when she had her fourth face, she got mad because she gave him some and he didn't want it. She said her and Zane has had this back and forward relationship this whole time. So she take his apologies with a grain of salt because Zane just wait for her to put on a new face and then give her a new apology. And she's not having it no more. So now Mama D brings up the fact that she had to spill the tea on Selma cheating on 24 hours. She said they sent garden snakes in a cage with anacondas. That's what Mama D said. It was anacondas. She said, but either way, she did what she had to do and put the tea out there because that is what she do. Now, Rennie just moving back into her baby daddy house. You know, she just coming off of cheating, so it's PTSD for her. She wants to know why Mama D felt the need to come out and say something. And you know, that is a logical question. But it's not a logical question to an illogical person. It's Mama D. I mean, what else do you need to know? Then Rennie turned to Zane and said, and I spoke to Sierra last night, and Sierra said you knew about it and didn't say nothing. Is that true? And Zane was like, well, first of all, I ain't asked to know nothing. They ended up showing me the text messages, but I didn't ask to know. They kind of just bought into me. So yeah, I knew, but I ain't asked for the information. He said, but when I tried to tell 24 hours after Mama D blew it up, he blew up on me because he felt like I ain't say nothing before. So now Collateral jumps in because remember, this is a sore topic for all of the cheaters. So Collateral jumped in and was like, but I don't feel like as a man, you needed to say anything as a man because then it had nothing to do if that man was cheating. Cheating is for the men to do and other men to shut their mouths. And I'm like, Collateral, what? But I will give Collateral one point that he made. He do feel like if Zane had something to say to 24 hours, he should have pulled him to the side. Zane feel like he was going to, but Mama D spilled the tea first. But at the end of the day, I'm with Collateral, and honestly, I'm with Jock. No man don't want to hear that. Nobody want to hear about their spouse cheating, girl. It just don't go like that. So then Collateral asked Carly, how did she know for sure that Zay brother was smashing on Selma? And Carly said because she called Zay brother herself, and he specifically said that they were smashing. Now this sent Collateral and Jock into a whirlwind, because first of all, they got real antsy and real traumatic when all of this stuff started going on, because this subject hits home because they normally the ones doing all the cheating. This is when I told y'all I knew Collateral was a real nigga, man. Collateral got in a confessional, and instead of talking about the cheating at hand, he equated this whole thing committing crime and putting people up for collateral. Girl, you can't make this up. Check this out.
I just so happy in life when I used to do crime, I never did nothing with these type of people because there's too much telling going on around here. If the mob was still alive, listen, this whole group would have got whacked.
Say, bruh, I don't care what nobody say. I rocks with Collateral. Collateral keep his mind on the game at all times. Nigga, we could be over here talking about selling food stamps. Collateral gonna find a way to put it back to the streets. Shout out to Collateral, bruh. He said he not doing no crime with these niggas. They talk too much. A bunch of chatty patties, huh, Collateral? I gotta meet Collateral. I like him. That's my favorite character. And like I said, one thing about Carly, she messy, but she have the receipts. Carly said she talked to the boy. She seen the pictures, the videos, and everything, girl. She said whatever they said Selma did on that boy thing, he did it, and she did it too. So now Jock and Rennie starts going back and forth because Rennie feels like Jock is trying to make excuses for the fact that people be cheating because he's a cheater. But Jock feel like that's not the case. He just feels like people need to mind their business. And both of them are right, but both of them are also emotional. I mean, look at how emotionally charged Jock is getting. And it's not just him. Rennie was getting emotional as well. I feel like both of them need to go heal and then come back and have the conversation. Because right now, it's just two people having issues that they can't deal with the person they need to deal with them with. Does that make sense? So now Rennie and Jock going back and forth because Jock feel like it don't matter. Men shouldn't be talking about who they lay with. Rennie feel like that's not the matter. The principle is you shouldn't be cheating. And in the midst of it, I guess Zane decided he wanted to choose violence. But my problem is he chose violence with the wrong one. So Zane is in the background talking about it ain't my fault people be cheating. Everybody be cheating in their marriage. It's just some people have their wives go travel the world and then they post it all on social media. And I'm over here saying, Zane, you too lil to be talking like that to the big dogs. And they say, girl, who is the big dog? I say, girl, please. Do you see this big dog? Bitch, don't play with no Collateral. Girl, do you see the look on his face? Girl, Collateral look like he'll take a nigga up right now. Girl, what is you saying? So like I said, Jock and Rennie going back and forth about loyalty, and Rennie feels like people who cheat don't show no loyalty, and they ended up agreeing to disagree, which is what I believe they should have done. Now, while this is going on, Zane decided, like I said, to choose violence, and he decided to add his 2 cents in. So Zane basically says, we all need to mind our business because everybody cheating. He said Mendeecees cheating. He said 3 earrings cheating, Jock cheating, we all cheating. Everybody need to mind their business and let the people cheat in peace. And you know that sent Collateral through the roof.
Time out. I don't like people being in my business, and I ain't in nobody's business. This rum is taking over Zane's body, and he's about to have an out-of-body experience if he keeps up.
So, you know, my boy Collateral decided in order to not go over there and have y'all slow singing and flower bringing for Zane, he just gonna exit stage left. Collateral ended up leaving because he really could have broke Lil Zane in half. And we all seen Collateral at work. That boy hands, they work, okay? Now, Rennie and Mama D is going outside with Jock, still going back and forth about loyalty and cheaters, and I'm over it. The only thing I do appreciate was Mama D pointing out the fact that Jock and Scrap are 2 in the same or 1 in the same, whereas they both cheating and they both emotional, and they just don't get it. Shout out to Mama D for finally being able to call a spade because that's really what this is all about. The only people who are triggered are the people who really still be cheating for real. So then Collateral jumps in and was like, first of all, I'm a grown-ass man. I don't care what y'all tell my spouse. Y'all can tell Yandy. Y'all can tell the police. Y'all can tell the judge, the aliens, God. I don't give a damn who you tell. You don't know what the hell going on in my house. All you know is what you see. You might feel like I'm cheating on Yandy, but how you know what me and Yandy got going on? And everybody was like, what? Then I said, I told y'all they got a whole relationship that's a situationship that basically works for them. They roommates. I've been said that. Collateral stood up out of frustration and said, let me say what I got to say. First and foremost, I don't care about and read none of y'all. My dude outside ready to pick one of y'all up. All I gotta do is whistle and wink and he gonna come and swoop one of you niggas up right now. I don't care what y'all say about me. Just keep it out my face. You don't have to mind your business. Just don't tell it to me unless you want to become a part of my business. And I'm in the business of Collateral. So what we doing? And at this point in time, I'm with Collateral, girl. He wouldn't have to tell me all that. I don't play with people like him. He is the real deal. Y'all got to learn, man. And look at Ashley and Zane. Oh, you're just upset because we all found out that Yandy's going around the world and she's cheating. And you guys are upset because it's not Zane and I anymore. It's now you and Yandy. That's the problem. That's why you're mad. I cannot stand Ashley and Zane. Have I told y'all that before? I know I have. I can't stand them. But anyway, Ashley's whole thing is if y'all gonna cheat, it's cool. He just feel like y'all need to just let each other cheat in peace. And then Collateral said, first of all, how you know about my dynamic? How you know what's going on in my household? How do you even know that it's cheating? And again, I told y'all they were friends. Literally. Girl, I don't even know the last time he probably smashed on Yandy, girl, for real. So then Zane jumps in and was like, I like Mendeecees. He's my partner. I just want to say that Mendeecees be cheating because he tried to throw it out there that I be cheating, jumping in my business and all that. And then Rennie jumped in and was like, he just was responding to you being messy because you the one brought up this whole cheating thing. Now this caused Zane to turn his anger onto Rennie. And I don't know why. Y'all know Rennie be having her little temper tantrums. And he told Rennie, you shut up because I'm cheating just like you be cheating. Hell, we both be cheating. And Rennie said, that's a lie. I don't be cheating. And then Zane said, you shitting me. That nigga kicked you out the house the other day. And look at Rennie, that's a lie. He didn't kick me out. He just told me to step outside. And I stepped outside, but I came back in. Then Carly, the only smart one at the table, put the two and two together and was like, y'all over there arguing about this minuscule stuff. Are we going to brush past the fact that Mendeecees said that even though Yandy out there spreading it low and thin, that it ain't cheating? What y'all got going on? And I'm with Carly. Girl, let's go back to that. What is the arrangement, honey? And here come Ashley. Oh, they're just saying that I can't talk about something, but when it's Zane and I, everyone has such things to say. But the moment I bring something up, it's a problem. None of the girls want to get to know me on the trip. They all hate me, yes, and add me to the list. I don't like you neither, bitch. Get off the show, please. Now, Carly and Zane go back and forth because Zane loves going back and forth with women. Carly makes mention that she don't do small men. She likes them big. Zane said, that's what I heard, but you still gave me the room key. Carly said, boy, I never gave you the room key because you don't have no bags. And then Zane said, I got bags, but you got wrinkles too. And that was the end of the episode, child. I don't know what's going on. All I know is Love and Hip Hop done flopped down at the Puerto Rico place. What do y'all think about this? Drop down in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow me on all platforms, and I'll catch y'all hoes on the next one, girl. Bye.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo doll time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.